Welcome back, everyone, to Health, Beauty, and Lifestyle, where we bring you content that revolves around natural health, home remedies, and alternative medicine. We'll explore practical tips for improving your physical and mental health, easy-to-follow home remedies, and insights into the world of alternative therapies, all with the goal of helping you live your best, healthiest life. Today, it's these golden berries everyone's buzzing about.
Yeah, they really are having a moment.
They are. So I've got some really cool research, and I'm excited to dig in with you.
Sounds great.
So before we get into the health stuff, and what are they exactly? Because they're not actually berries, right?
No, not technically. They're more related to tomatillos, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so both of those are in the nightshade family, just like tomatoes and potatoes.
Huh.
But golden berries have this unique thing going on.
What's that?
They've got this papery husk that covers the fruit.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've seen that.
And they're originally from South America, been around for ages, but now they're grown all over.
Makes sense with how popular they're getting.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess the goal of this deep dive is to really look at what the science says about them, like both the good stuff and anything we should watch out for.
Exactly, and I think you'll be surprised by what we find. I think there's a lot to consider even beyond the downsides.
Okay, well, let's start with the good stuff then. Like I was reading that they're a real nutritional powerhouse.
Oh, absolutely. They're low in calories, which is always a plus, and they're just packed with nutrients.
Like what kind of stuff are we talking?
Well, you've got vitamins A, C, and K, and a good amount of fiber, too.
Right, I saw that. And lots of minerals too, right?
Yep, you're right. It's pretty amazing, like potassium, iron, phosphorus, all in this tiny little fruit.
It's like a natural multivitamin you can actually enjoy eating.
Uh-huh, exactly.
I know another thing that stood out to me was the antioxidants.
Oh, yeah.
Can you talk a bit about those and why they're so important?
Sure. So antioxidants basically protect our cells from damage caused by these things called free radicals.
Free radicals.
Yeah, think of them like unstable molecules that can really mess things up in the body, like they contribute to aging and all kinds of diseases.
So antioxidants are kind of like the body's defense system then.
Yeah, you could say that. And golden berries are especially high in two types of antioxidants, polyphenols and carotenoids.
Wow. And the research you sent over mentioned something like 34 different polyphenols.
34, that's right. And each one probably plays a slightly different role in how golden berries benefit our health. We're still figuring it all out, but it's really promising.
It's amazing to think about all these different things working together inside this tiny fruit. So, okay, we've got all these nutrients and antioxidants. What specific health benefits are researchers linking to golden berries?
Well, that's where it gets even more interesting. One area that's getting a lot of attention is their potential anti-inflammatory effects.
Right. Inflammation seems to be like a root cause for so many health issues these days.
You're not wrong. Chronic inflammation is linked to heart disease, cancer, autoimmune disorders, even Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it's a scary thought. So how do golden berries help with that?
Well, they contain these compounds called withvenolides. They're like natural steroids, but not the kind athletes use. These ones seem to be really good at reducing inflammation throughout the body.
Oh, interesting. And I know one study showed that golden berry husk extract actually reduced inflammation in mice with inflammatory bowel disease.
Yeah, exactly. It really shows the potential for golden berries to help manage all kinds of conditions where inflammation is a big factor.
That's pretty amazing. What about cholesterol? I know you mentioned that too. Could golden berries help with heart health?
There's definitely some evidence pointing that way. They contain phytosterols, which are plant compounds that can lower LDL cholesterol, what we call the bad cholesterol.
And high LDL cholesterol is one of the main risk factors for heart disease, isn't it?
It is. When LDL cholesterol builds up in the arteries, it forms plaque, which blocks blood flow and can lead to heart attacks or strokes.
So these phytosterols in golden berries, along with all that fiber we talked about, they could actually contribute to a healthier heart.
It's definitely possible. What about blood sugar control? Do you think they're a good choice for people with diabetes?
I was wondering about that too.
Well, the good news is the research looks pretty good. So the fiber and protein in golden berries can slow down how quickly sugar is absorbed into the bloodstream. So that prevents those blood sugar spikes that can be a problem for people with diabetes.
So it's like a healthy snack that won't mess with their blood sugar?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's even a study that suggests eating golden berries every day could help with insulin activity, which could lower the risk of metabolic syndrome.
Wow, that's really good to know. It really is amazing how such a small fruit can have such big impact. And speaking of impact, they're also a great source of vitamin C, right?
You got it. And of course, vitamin C is super important for the immune system.
So we've got potential benefits for heart health, blood sugar, and immunity. What else? Is there anything else golden berries can help with?
Well, the research is always finding new things. It's pretty amazing, actually, but there's some early evidence they might be good for vision and bone health, too.
Really? That's interesting. Tell me more about that.
So remember those carotenoids we were talking about? Well, two of them, lutein and zeaxanthin, they're known to concentrate in the eye, specifically the macula, which is responsible for central vision.
So eating golden berries could help keep our eyes healthy.
That's the idea. Studies have shown that those two carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin, might help protect against age-related macular degeneration. That's a leading cause of vision loss as we get older.
Wow, that's incredible. So what about bone health? How do golden berries fit into that?
Well, they're a decent source of vitamin K, which is super important for strong bones.
Oh, right. Vitamin K.
Yeah, it helps the body produce this protein called osteocalcin, which basically helps bind calcium to the bone.
So adding golden berries to our diet could mean stronger, healthier bones.
It's definitely a possibility worth thinking about. But, we've been focusing on all the good stuff.
Right.
And it's important to remember there are also some potential risks with golden berries.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It's like with anything else, really. Even with superfoods, we have to look at the whole picture.
Exactly. So what are some of the things we need to watch out for?
Well, let's hear it.
The biggest thing is unripe golden berries. They can actually be toxic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They have this compound called solanine. It's in all nightshade plants, but it's way more concentrated in the unripe ones.
So the ones that are still a little green.
Exactly. If you eat those, it can really mess up your digestion, cramping, diarrhea, vomiting.
Yeah.
In really bad cases, solanine poisoning can be fatal.
Okay, that's serious. So we got to make sure we're only eating ripe golden berries. What should we be looking for?
Ripe ones will be bright yellow or orange with no green parts. The husk should be dry and papery.
Okay, bright, sunny golden berries. Got it. What about people who have trouble with nightshades in general? Should they avoid golden berries altogether?
It's a good question. Some people can handle nightshades just fine, but others get digestive problems or joint pain or skin issues.
So if you know you're sensitive to nightshades, it's probably best to skip the golden berries.
Yeah, I think that's a good rule of thumb. It's always smart to pay attention to how your body reacts to different foods. If you're not sure, talk to your doctor or a dietitian. They can give you more personalized advice.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And even if you don't have any sensitivities, moderation is probably key.
Right, absolutely. You don't want to overdo it. There was actually this study with mice where they gave them really high doses of golden berry juice, and the male mice ended up with heart damage.
Oh, wow.
The female mice didn't have the same reaction, though, which is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. It seems like even with all the potential benefits, we still need to be aware and approach things carefully.
For sure. So yeah, moderate amounts of ripe golden berries seem to be good, but we need to be balanced and aware.
Makes sense. And I guess we need more research to figure out exactly how much is safe for humans, especially when it comes to the juice.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay, we've talked about the nutritional stuff, the potential benefits, the risks. Where does all this leave us in terms of actually fitting golden berries into a healthy lifestyle?
Well, I think the main takeaway is that golden berries can be a great part of a balanced diet. But like with any food, the key is responsible consumption. Choose ripe berries. Be aware of any sensitivities and don't go overboard.
So basically just enjoy them in moderation and be smart about it.
Exactly.
This has been really interesting. I'm curious to get your take on something else, though, before we wrap up.
Okay, shoot.
Given everything we've talked about, all the nutrients, the potential benefits, the research that's still going on, where do you see golden berries fitting into the bigger picture of health and wellness in the future?
It's amazing to think about, right? Like this little fruit that used to be kind of exotic is now getting all this attention for being good for you.
I know.
Yeah.
It really shows how much we're always learning about nature.
Yeah, exactly.
So for our listeners who are interested in trying golden berries, what advice would you give them? Like, where should they start? I'd say start by experimenting with different ways to eat them. You can eat them fresh right out of the husk, or try them dried as a snack.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them in the dried fruit section. They look like little orange raisins.
Haha. Yeah, that's a good way to describe them. Dried golden berries are great in trail mixes, or you can even bake with them.
Ooh, I could see them being good in cookies.
Totally. Or muffins.
Yeah.
If you're feeling more adventurous, you could try making jams or sauces or chutneys with fresh golden berries.
I bet golden berry chutney would be amazing.
Oh yeah, it's delicious. Adds a nice tang to savory dishes. Just have fun with it and find what you like best.
That's great advice. And of course, we always have to remind people to choose ripe golden berries and not eat too many.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. That's key to staying safe and enjoying them.
Well, this deep dive into golden berries has been fascinating. I feel like we've learned so much about their nutritional value, their potential health benefits, and even some things to watch out for.
It's been great talking about it with you. I hope our listeners feel like they learned something too and that they can make good choices about golden berries.
Yeah, we always want to encourage people to take charge of their health. Do your research, ask questions, and most importantly, listen to your body.
That's so important. And remember, the world of food and nutrition is always changing, so stay curious and keep exploring.
I love that. That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of golden berries. We'll be back next time with another topic to explore. Until then, stay informed, stay engaged, and keep learning, everyone.
Do not stop taking any prescribed medications or treatments without consulting your doctor. The materials and the information contained on this channel are provided for general and educational purposes only and do not constitute any legal, medical, or other professional advice on any subject matter.